We're going to start off with this episode, which I've been putting off in quite a while now, and talk about one of my top favorite manga characters. Many fans, old and new, hate this guy because they do not truly understand how his character works. I think only women find him interesting at all. To start, we'll have a brief look on Sanji's character and formative relationships. Sanji's relationship with his co-workers is a bit complicated. Can be seen as a mix of professional admiration, loathing, and friendly banter. As one of the founding members of the ocean-going restaurant Baratier, they recognized his talent and appreciated his contributions to its success. However, his flirtatious moments with women customers usually is a magnet for trouble. When we were first introduced to Sanji, he was serving wine to an ill-mannered customer due to the lack of staff. Despite being humiliated in front of his lady friend, this spiteful customer intentionally spilled food. For me, food is a precious thing. The effort in preparing all those ingredients used in order to make it more delicious and enjoyable is an important process to a chef. It serves as a conduit to the soul. It connects us with people's lives through sharing with just a simple meal. And for Sanji, seeing all the food go to waste made him furious and attacked the customer with conviction. Sanji's introduction in the series serves as an effective hook. It piques curiosity and encourages readers or viewers to invest more time in understanding his character. It naturally leads to questions about what experiences and challenges shaped him into the person who would react so passionately to something so trivial as wasting food. And to answer those questions, we will have to go way back. Sanji Vinsmoke was born and initially raised in the now-defunct kingdom of Germa in the North Blue. He was the fourth child among 5 siblings who underwent genetic mutations from birth. However, Sanji's case stood out as these enhancements proved unsuccessful, primarily due to the conflicting ideals of his parents. His mother, Sora, simply desired healthy and normal children, while on the other hand Judge, the patriarch and military leader of Germa Kingdom, aimed to create the perfect super soldier assassins from his children, just to wage wars and restore the former glory of his family. This led to the unfortunate situation where Judge forced his wife to undergo a surgical procedure, enhancing their quadruplet sons, but excluding Sanji from these modifications. This stark contrast in abilities and potential led Judge to feel immense shame regarding Sanji's existence. He swiftly labeled him as a failure, forever branding him as the black sheep of the family, similar to a fruit discarded from production due to some perceived disproportion. The Vinsmoke family have been the prime rulers of the proud, self-centered science kingdom of Germa. For generations they strike fear to the hearts of their foes. It is eerily similar to World War II Nazi Germany's thirst for power and global domination. They even have their own repository of Ubermensch in a bottle. This nation resembled ancient Sparta in Greece, functioning as a military state where soldiers underwent rigorous training day and night. Strength, toughness, and sturdiness were held in the highest regard within this society. Any demonstration of weakness was met with scorn, punishment, and ridicule. Judge Vinsmoke, the general, husband, and father, at least that's what he sees himself as, holds a firm belief that royalty is meant to be served and not to serve others. He is just blind and preoccupied by his lifelong ambition of retaking the North Blue, too proud to see his own failures, in which he tries to redeem by passing it along to his very own children. The reputation of the Vinsmoke family now rests on these experiments he called children. Narcissists, like Judge, are so dependent on the validation, recognition, and admiration of others that their very own children are expected to help them maintain a perfect appearance, no matter what the cost. Sanji suffers every waking moment of his early childhood, enduring physical abuse from his three brothers due to his poor performance in extensive combat training. Notably, their father did not intervene or stop the constant bullying, and when Sanji sought for help, his father conveyed that he had no obligation to assist him and nothing to gain by raising him. When Sanji's father caught him cooking and feeding a rat, he sternly reminded him that such tasks were reserved for servants and that those of royal blood should never serve others. As a result of his actions, he was banned from the palace kitchen and forbidden from engaging in any menial tasks, typically designated for those considered inferior in society. This event not only reinforced the social hierarchy within the palace, but also set Sanji on a path where he is in conflict between his love for cooking and his family's expectations. This scene plays a significant role in shaping his character and motivations, a transformation that becomes further solidified as the series progresses. Thankfully, his childhood is not all bruises and heartaches. He found solace and love from his kind and bedridden mother, Sora. In the secluded area of the palace where he was not permitted, Sanji visited his mother, bringing her food that he prepared by himself. She showed genuine kindness, inquiring about his day and expressing happiness at his visits, regardless of the quality of the food that he prepares. Sora loved her son unconditionally, flaws and all, exemplifying the nurturing and caring nature of a true mother. This is where Sanji got his innate kindness from the beginning, a ray of hope that he looks forward to at the end of each passing day. But what if that day would never come? After the death of Sanji's mother, Judge Vinsmoke directed his anger towards his only perceived failure of a son. To make it worse for Sanji, his father decided to stage a death, even going as far as arranging a fake funeral ceremony. Sanji was then sent to a grim existence beneath the castle dungeons, where he was forced to wear an iron mask at all times. His siblings, including his brothers, were led to believe that Sanji had truly died, except for his eldest sister, Reiju, who was secretly his ally and regularly visits him. The Iron Mask can be seen as a symbol of shame and dishonor brought upon the Vinsmoke house by Sanji's perceived uselessness and lack of conformity to their strict warrior code. Judge sees the mask as a means to preserve what little remaining honor and to keep Sanji from prying eyes. Judge hopes that by distancing himself from Sanji and rendering him invisible, he can effectively erase his existence, allowing him to forget that Sanji ever exists. Out of sight, out of mind. His experiences in captivity, isolation, and harsh treatment he received all played pivotal roles in shaping his character. Sanji's journey is not just about being a self-proclaimed first-class chef to the self-proclaimed king of the pirates or finding Old Blue. It is indeed centered around his quest for self-discovery and redemption from his family's legacy. He boldly rejects being a part of the Vinsmoke family's centuries-old fixation on political power and conquest. His determination to forge his own path of becoming a world-class chef becomes evident when his sister Reiju aids him in escaping from his imprisonment and the family's oppressive influence. During his escape, Sanji is confronted by his father and makes one final request to him, and that is to erase any mention of his relation to the Vinsmoke family, effectively asking Sanji to forget that they ever existed. This request encapsulates Sanji's desire to distance himself completely from the toxic legacy of his family, which he perceives as an embodiment of cruelty, power-hungry ambitions, and a disregard for genuine human connection. Sanji's new journey takes him to the East Blue, the weakest of all the four oceans in all of the Grand Line. Here, he met the individual who taught him all that he needed to become the person that he is today. Red Leg Zeph, a former pirate and skilled chef, plays a crucial role in Sanji's personal growth. Their unlikely encounter occurred when they both found themselves stranded in a remote rock in the middle of the ocean, with only a week's worth of food and treasures. Against all odds, they managed to survive this harrowing ordeal with basically most of their lives intact. This shared experience laid the foundation for their unique relationship as adopted father and son within the series. Zeph imparted invaluable life lessons to Sanji, serving as a mentor and role model. Foremost among these lessons was the profound value of food. Zeph's culinary expertise and love for cooking left a lasting impression on Sanji, igniting his passion for culinary arts. Moreover, Zeph instilled in Sanji the principles of chivalry, which the young chef took to heart. Personally, I love the concept where the character's main weakness is chained to his principles, and that is not to hurt any women. Sanji's innate kindness are his defining characteristics. One notable example of this is when he encountered a near-starving man named Jin. Having experienced hunger and hardship himself, Sanji empathizes with Jin's plight and understands the pain of going without food. Sanji's response is rooted in his core values. He believes in helping those in need, regardless of their social status or trustworthiness. His kindness and compassion are not conditional. They stem from a genuine desire to prevent others from suffering as he did in his past. Ignoring someone in need would go against his deeply held ideals. This act of compassion is a pivotal moment in the series when Luffy, the captain of the Straw Hat Pirates, first witnesses Sanji's unprejudiced approach towards a perceived threat like the Dawn Creek pirates. Luffy was not initially looking for a cook to join his crew, but upon seeing Sanji offering food to Jin, he immediately decided that he wanted Sanji to become a part of his crew. But there is a big problem brewing here. Sanji doesn't want to leave the nest. He initially hesitates to leave Baratie, the place where he found solace and peace of mind throughout the years of abuse and mistreatment. Why would he leave such a place and become a pirate? So that he could face the same hardships again? No. His hesitation is rooted in fear of not belonging if the crew discovers that he may not be a top-tier cook. A belief instilled by the constant gaslighting that he endured while living under Judge's roof. This trauma has led Sanji to see his authentic self as flawed and has resulted in low self-worth. Sanji's deep-seated sense of obligation and codependency on his adoptive father's approval also plays a significant role in his reluctance to leave. It creates internal conflict when he is faced with the opportunity to leave Baratie and pursue his own dreams. He feels deeply indebted to Zeph and is compelled to stay by his side in running the Baratie, believing it's the only way to repay for the trouble that he has caused him. Overcoming this codependency and his obligation to Zeph, Sanji must first identify what truly matters to him. Will he find a way to pursue his own aspirations while still honoring his responsibilities to the person who had cared for him? As Sanji heard Zoro talk about his dream of becoming the world's greatest swordsman, and witnessing Luffy's grand declaration of becoming the Pirate King, it had a profound impact on him, reigniting the passion within Sanji that he had almost forgotten. It reminded Sanji of his own dream, finding the Old Blue. This renewed desire to chase his dream was further strengthened by the encouragement and support of Zeph, who had always been a father figure to him and understood the importance of pursuing one's dreams and encouraged Sanji to follow his heart. With some little tough love from Zeph and the Baratie chefs, Sanji finally gave in and decided to join the Straw Hat Pirates. After 13 years of no contact with his biological family, Sanji is once again faced with a dilemma that he thinks only he can solve. As selfless as he is, he will not burden his crew with things that he thinks would endanger them, and he would not forgive himself if any of them were to get hurt, so he would go alone and face his past. After he initially agreed to marry Pudding, Luffy finally caught up with him. However, Sanji chose to drive him away by immediately attacking his own captain. Luffy, being equally stubborn as him, refused to fight back and allowed Sanji to attack him like an emotional punching bag. He understood the sudden shift in Sanji's disposition and realized that he was hurting more by having to make these difficult decisions on his own. After witnessing that his supposed salvation had skipped taking her haloperidol, he got crushed. Thankfully, his sister Reiju, who plays a crucial role in helping him understand the true significance of his existence, explains that their mother made a selfless sacrifice so that he could live a normal life. This revelation ties into Luffy's earlier statement after their fight that he will not eat any other food unless it is cooked by him. A reflection of a strong bond between a captain and his cook, Luffy's trust in Sanji's cooking goes beyond the occasional meat dishes that he likes. It signifies trust between two friends that is expressed by the one who serves and one who is served. If you like cooking, you very much understand how that feels. Sanji's acceptance of this truth allows him to appreciate the value of his own existence. By being who he is, he not only defies his father, but a long history of Vinsmoke ideology as well. Instead of running away from his past trauma, he faced it head-on and decided to help prevent his family's assassination in his own wedding ceremony. Then, confronts his biological father on how unique his parenting style was. This is a significant shift in his character, as he no longer feels compelled to hide his true self or his past from his crewmates. One of the central themes of the arc is Sanji's journey to accept his own self-worth. Throughout his life, he had been subjected to a constant barrage of criticism and mistreatment from his biological family, which had led to deep-seated doubts about his own value. However, as the arc progresses, he begins to recognize his importance not only to the world but also to his crew. This realization helps him shed the self-doubt that had plagued him for so long. In conclusion, I'm amazed that this character didn't grow up like his father, even with all the constant abuse that he received years ago from his toxic family. It's a miracle that he himself did not become an abuser. The reason behind Sanji's complex and interesting character is that he allows himself to confront and overcome his personal demons. It's a crucial chapter in his development, leading to great self-assurance, acceptance, and a deeper connection with those all around him. Whole Cake Island arc serves as a platform for Sanji to remove any lingering doubts he had about himself and his place in the crew. As his character undergoes significant growth, he learns to accept help from others, openly accepting his flaws and rely on his crewmates, and further solidifying the bonds within the Straw Hat Pirates. One particular example is from the Wano arc, when he asked Nico Robin for help in defeating Black Maria. As the old adage goes, the water that softens the potato hardens the egg. Seems to apply to Sanji and many others in so many aspects. Each journey that we experience in life is uniquely from our own volition. Individuals respond differently to life's challenges based on their personalities, values, and past experiences. Some people become more compassionate and resilient, while others become a cynic government hospital nurse. Sanji's journey is a testament to the overarching themes of resilience, self-discovery, and the importance of embracing one's past.